Hello, my dear gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to have a very honest conversation. A topic that is both sensitive and delicate, but it is also incredibly powerful for you. I am asking you to please listen very carefully. Have you ever experienced this before? You are sitting in a quiet coffee shop. A young woman walks past your table. She looks at you for just a brief moment. She smiles softly and gently. Your heart skips a single beat, but almost immediately, you push that feeling away. You tell yourself, she was just being polite. Or worse, I probably remind her of her father. Or, she must have mistaken me for someone else. You believe that your appeal has expired. You believe that attention is reserved only for young men. You believe that age has erased you completely. But you are deeply mistaken, my friends. Mistaken in a way that is both serious and heartbreaking. That smile was not random at all. It was not just social courtesy either. It was a very clear biological signal. Today, I am going to lay bare the truth for you. The truth about the psychology of the modern American woman. Why is it that they cannot resist you, even when you have already crossed the age of 65? Let us discover this together. Before we begin, I am asking you for one small favor. Please do not forget to hit the like button on this video. Subscribe to the channel to understand women on a deeper level. Every click of yours is real fuel for me. Now, let us begin. The first point I want to share with you is the terrifying power of stillness. Young women today are living in a world that is far too loud. They are surrounded by countless young men who are constantly performing for an audience. They show off to be validated. They talk too much and too loudly about themselves. They take check-in photos of every meal of the day. They post stories every hour begging for attention. But you are completely different from all of that. At 65 years old, you have stopped scanning the room for approval. You no longer search for anyone's permission. You do not need anyone to nod and praise you. This stillness is something extraordinarily powerful. Her nervous system reacts to it first, even before her conscious mind has a chance to catch up. I call this psychological gravity. It is not a heavy or gloomy weight. It is a steady and peaceful presence. You stand differently. You move slowly and deliberately. You do not rush to adjust yourself for anyone. You are simply present, exactly where you are. Imagine a noisy airport terminal. A group of young guys are loudly retelling their life stories. They laugh too hard. They jostle each other. They show off their brand new phones. And there you are, calmly reading a book. You are like a great solid stone, standing in the middle of a chaotic, rushing stream. This contrast creates a tremendous magnetic pull. She smiles because she sees the difference instantly. She senses a special kind of energy, something that young men simply cannot offer her. Do you recognize this quality in yourself? Please comment the word stillness down below. I want to know who already has this kind of power. Now we move on to the second point. It is the feeling of emotional safety. Women are extremely sensitive to a man's emotional stability. Young men tend to be very unpredictable. Warm today, cold tomorrow with no reason at all. Loving today, vanish tomorrow with no explanation. But older men are completely different, my friends. You bring a deep and lasting reassurance. This is the real key to true attraction. When she is near you, she does not feel pulled into a performance. She is not afraid of being judged for every word she says. She does not have to twist herself into shapes to please you. You are not trying to control every moment. You do not have a hidden agenda lurking behind your eyes. You are not desperate to claim her right away. This lack of pressure is genuinely disarming. It melts away every layer of defense inside her. Let me tell you the story of Sophia. Sophia is a 28-year-old woman from Boston. She smiled at a gentleman in a bookstore one afternoon. A silver-haired gentleman who was sitting and reading the poetry of Walt Whitman. She did not know his name. She only knew that he did not look at her in any strange way. She smiled, because near him, she felt light. She felt allowed to simply be herself. For a brief, wonderful second, she got to rest. Rest from the pressure of the world outside. That smile was a quiet thank you. Thank you for creating a space completely free of judgment. A space where she could finally breathe. Attraction begins with that feeling of safety. Please remember this very carefully, my friends. Now I want to bring you to the third point, a concept that very few people talk about. It is called inner integration. In English, we call it ego integrity. This is a developmental stage that arrives after the age of 65. It is when you have finally accepted your own life, all of your successes and all of your failures, all of your beautiful loves and all of your old wounds. You are no longer searching for an identity. You have already chosen who you truly are. Young women recognize this on an instinctual level. They see a man who has settled all of his debts, emotional debts and ego debts alike. You no longer have to prove anything to anyone. This inner steadiness is incredibly rare in modern society. It creates an inner posture that is profoundly stable. You no longer need to explain yourself to anyone because you know exactly where you stand, because you know exactly what you want from life. She is not smiling because of your age. She is smiling because she sees the wholeness inside you. It is like looking at a wonderful book you have already finished reading, a book with a satisfying and peaceful ending. This kind of maturity is an enormously powerful magnet. It pulls in all of the lost souls out there, young women who are searching for direction, tired hearts who are exhausted by the chaos of modern life. Now we come to the fourth point. It is about direction and gravity. True attraction is not about wanting to be seen. True attraction is about being able to give direction. In a world that is far too chaotic and far too fast, your stability becomes pure gravity. People naturally orbit around you, instead of you having to drag them in by force. You are silent when silence is the right choice, and you only speak when speaking is truly necessary. This stands in incredible contrast to modern culture, a culture addicted to showing off on social media, a culture where everyone wants to be seen at all costs. She sees a kind of cleanliness inside you. There is no chaos of restless insecurities. There is no noise from a hungry, desperate ego. You are like a peaceful harbor, a place where lost ships want to drop their anchor. You have very clear and firm boundaries, but they are boundaries built on self-respect, not boundaries built on weak defensiveness. This clarity creates an intense curiosity inside her, and the smile is how she begins to test the waters, to see whether this harbor is open, to see whether she might be allowed to enter. Now we come to the most important part of today's video, the part most of you deliberately try to avoid. Please sit up straight. Take a deep breath in. You often look in the mirror and let out a sigh. You see the silver in your hair and the wrinkles on your face. You see the hands that time has marked. You believe that your attractiveness has disappeared. You believe that your moment in the world is long gone. But please listen very carefully to what I am about to say. Sometimes that smile is exactly what it appears to be. Pure attraction. Yes, you heard me correctly. Let me say it one more time, just to be clear. It is pure biological attraction. It is not curiosity. It is not politeness. It is not the pity of someone younger. It is a desire that runs through the most primal parts of human nature. Why does this make you so uncomfortable to hear? Because you have been conditioned for far too long. Society has told you that you are old and outdated. Advertising has told you that youth is everything. Movies only show couples of the same age. But the truth does not follow any of those rules. Attraction does not flow according to time. It flows according to the clarity of the signals you send out. Age actually sharpens those signals more than ever before. The silver in your hair is not a weakness. The slowness in your movements is not a flaw. In reality, they are powerful amplifiers, amplifying the presence of a real man, amplifying your quiet and natural authority. Young men are like a flickering, weak little light, on and off and on. No one really remembers them. But you are like a great lighthouse, shining brightly across the dark sea, steady and unchanging, impossible to ignore, impossible to overlook. Every ship out there has to see that lighthouse. Never erase yourself again, my friends. When she smiles at you, please believe it. Do not throw away the gift that life has given you. So what have we learned today? Let me summarize it all for you. That smile is recognition for who you are, recognition for your presence and your safety, recognition for your deep inner integration, recognition for the steady lighthouse you have become in this world. You have never been invisible, my friends. You are simply the ones who have chosen silence. And in a world this loud and this chaotic, The silent man is the most powerful man of all. So what is my action advice for you? I want you to remember this very carefully. Never ask yourself, what should I do now? That question needs to disappear from your mind completely. Do not rush to assign meaning or force the moment. Let that smile be a confirmation, not a question that needs an answer. Move through the world cleanly and naturally. No performance needed, no show required. Trust deeply in your true value, because the moment you stop asking why, that is the moment you become irresistible. That is the moment the world has to stop and look at you. I want you to try a small exercise tonight. Stand in front of a mirror and look into your own eyes. Do not look at the wrinkles. Do not look at the silver in your hair. Look into the depth of those eyes. Look at all the years you have lived. Look at the man who has survived everything to be here today. That is the man who is worthy of love. That is the man who is worthy of every smile he receives. If you found this video truly helpful, please share it with a friend, someone who is also feeling invisible in this world, someone who needs to be reminded that he still has power. Please leave a comment if you agree with what I have said. Please write the word Lighthouse if you have woken up today. I will read every single one of your comments. Hit the like button and subscribe to see me again soon. Thank you, gentlemen, for listening to me all the way to the end. I wish you strength and a quiet glow, always. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, and I wish you a peaceful day ahead.